Honorable Minister Dr. K.T. Jalil Sahab, Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. M.S. Rajasri, DTE of the state, Professor K.P. Indra Devi, former PVC of the Technical University of Kerala, Dr. Abdul Rahman, sitting on the dais, and our Director and Regional Officer of AICTE for this region, Dr. Ramesh Krishna, and the most important person sitting on the dais, in my opinion, is the coordinator of this activity, SAGI, for your state, and my dear principals and faculty colleagues present over here. It is indeed a pleasure for me to be here, because I wanted to come to this state and talk to the faculty and principals about my initiatives. We had been talking about it. But today is the day when I am here. Yesterday I was asked to go for this function. I readily agreed, because this gives me an opportunity to talk to you what we are doing at AICTE for the welfare of the students and teachers. In my opinion, it's very, very important, and therefore I'm really very happy to be with you today. I'm also happy to be here in particular, is probably because of several other reasons. Kerala is a very unique state out of other states. It's called as the most literate state, having literacy of about 94%. Unlike other states, you have a inverted gender ratio, and in terms of the people who have migrated from, those who have gathered courage of living the boundaries, living the comfort zone, went outside and working outside for the countries, particularly Gulf countries, and bringing lot of revenue for the country, lot of foreign currency for the country. And I think this makes Kerala a very, very special state. And that is why I wanted to actually see how you people are working. I would like to also share what we are doing at the AICTE, but also I would like to learn more from you. I will talk for about 15-20 minutes, because Honorable Minister has some meetings in his office. And maybe we can take some question answers in the subsequent sessions. As you know, the technical education of any country is very, very responsible for its economy. And if you have a country where we have second largest technical education system, there is no reason why we should be poor. Wherever engineering education is taking place, engineering industries should be more. When you have engineering industries more, your economy must prosper. But in India, we don't have a balance in terms of the engineering institutions and engineering industries. And that is why probably some of the people have to go outside for looking, and they are looking for the jobs. But we are a country also having 70% of our population in rural India, and in rural India people are engaged into agriculture. They mostly live in the villages. They also need technology for improving their income. They are facing some issues on one hand. On the other hand, we have technological institutions, and these technological institutions, instead of working for the 70% of the country, is working on some other problems. We are all engineering teachers, and what do you teach? I also spent 30 years. As she rightly said, my research area is IC engines, and in IC engines, modeling, simulation. At every millisecond I have a technology and knowledge to predict what happens in that engine cylinder. At every millisecond, what is the variation of the temperature within the cylinder, the pressure, I know that. But I do not know the solution. I do not have the solution to a very, very simple problem which is my country facing. Now, where this technology is going, where my knowledge is being used, it is useful for some automotive industry, maybe Ford, which is primarily in America and Germany and Europe. So in a way, we are teaching something which is useful for rest of the world and developed world. In the same country, on the other hand, you have problems which are not tackled, and therefore, in my opinion, this is very, very important program. This is very, very important for all of us to look around and find out what are the problems of our own country. Now we have another unique problem. We are the second most populous country in the world. China is leading, and we are going to be leading country in terms of population. We will overcome China by 2030. So our population will be more than China's population. They are aging, we are still young. Now, if we are a country having largest number of people, and when there is no other country having so much of population, are they in a position to solve our problems? They will never be, because they will never realize their priority will never be to solve our problem, and therefore, in my opinion, our own engineering institutions, our own students, if could be connected for solving our problems, which SAGI is precisely doing. And therefore, in my opinion, this program is very, very important, and I would like to request you to take as much interest as possible for you and your faculty and students to take in this activity. We are very fortunate that unlike any other office where our other employees and engineers work, we in our campuses have large number of brains, large number of hands, and they have ample time. Students, it's a big resource, and if we could capitalize and use this resource for the welfare and engage them in some constructive work, I think amazing work can be done by a team of those students. And your average college has about 1,000, 1,500 students. Some colleges have even college number of students close to 3,000, 4,000. And this is an enormous potential that we have. I think if we could use that potential, we will be able to do wonders. Yesterday, when I landed here, I was shared with a report. From the report, I could make out that institutions, some of the institutions in this region are working wonderfully well, and they have identified the problems and given the solutions. They have also given how they have achieved and how many people were engaged into solving these issues. And I would like to congratulate all those institutions who have taken keen interest. But at the same time, I would like to also indicate to those who have not taken this activity very, very seriously, would like to suggest that you should also look into this activity a little more seriously. And there is some kind of support also available from AICTE. Local support is available. I think local state government is also supporting, but the support is directly also coming from the Prime Minister's office, the Member of Parliaments who are owning one village. But we as a college can help many more villages. So this is not an activity to be done in the laboratory. I think it is an activity where you have thousands of students and several thousands of farmers, and it becomes a mass movement if you take it seriously. So this has to be a mass movement for the institution. And if we engage so many brains, I think we will have no reason to be poor. And one of the main target that is set for all of us is to double the income of the farmers. If I was looking at per capita income of the state, we have some states earning as much as $28,000 as the per capita income. I think Kerala has not so high per capita income, although Kerala is leading in many terms. It has about $9,000 as the per capita average income, but there are states like Bihar which has as low as $2,000. So we have a state of Bihar $2,000 per capita income to almost 25,000 income. So wide range of income per capita income we have in our country, and therefore we should look at how do we double the income of our farmers. And if our farmers' income is doubled, our country will be richer. And as you know, people only in this world respect the richer and not the poorer, not the laborers. If our farmers remain labor and you have a technology which you are passing on to only multinationals, I think we are failing in our duties. In the report that I have seen, they have identified some of the areas in which includes unemployment, and you have some opportunities. So connecting unemployed with the job opportunities, construction of toilets in huge number was taken up, renewable energy for remote villages where electricity has not gone, and you need you need them to be connected with us when it is a communication age and there is no power. I think sustainable energy, renewable energy is a solution, and with the technology and the solar panels and wind power which is so economical now, it is possible to have the power in the remotest of the village. And if we have power there, they will be all connected with you through cell phones, and then they will also know the technology and YouTube and Google, everything they will be able to use. And if they are able to use, the knowledge resource will be opening for them, because there are some villages which are so disconnected, they don't have even proper clothes to wear. Right? So we have to understand that they need to be connected, and we alone cannot progress. I am a regular YouTube watcher, and when you connect your students with a village, you find some technology, you read about it, you find about it, and when I also look at the problem, I search for the solution on YouTube, I get many solutions from the YouTube itself, because YouTube keeps on giving you recommendations of which information you are searching, and it keeps on giving it until you are tired of. And then once it searches, you get the local knowledge. It also gives the knowledge of the similar scenario which is happening in Indonesia or USA, and I think with this resource we should be able to solve our problems. One of the example that I would like to quote, a principal of one institution has developed a center of excellence in robotics only by watching YouTube, and he himself sit in the laboratory with the student, and he developed all the robots. They have several robots in the institution. You go to any department, any passage, you will find robots. They have developed themselves. They bought machineries for manufacturing the robot themselves by watching YouTube and Alibaba.com. And he claims that these robots are the cheapest in the world. Not much of the investment. Only time is the investment, and engaging time with the students is the investment made by him. So I think YouTube, Alibaba, and these are the resources which you can also use for solving our problems. Okay. It is also my duty to talk to you about AICTE's initiatives, which I am here to talk about for. AICTE, as Dr. Ramesh mentioned about, is not a villain, but definitely a police. We do a policing job, but we also are facilitators, right? If you don't know the road, whom do you ask for? First, you look for the police to guide you. If you are afraid asking anybody, if you are not confident, generally we look for police. So you can look at AICTE also, for getting a right kind of support, and we have many schemes in place running very nicely for the welfare of your institution. One category, basket of the schemes we have is for the welfare of students. Now we have in the basket a lot of schemes for the students, for students' welfare. Starting from the scholarship for girls students, and scholarship is also not less. It is about reasonably good amount, 50,000 per student. For 4 years it is 2 lakhs. For a very, very poor child whose father is not able to provide food to the family, it's very good amount. So 50,000 for girls. Physically challenged students, equal number, equal amount. These girls or physically challenged students can buy either a tricycle or laptops for their studies. Books they can spend on. PG scholarship we pay 12,400 per month every month. And wonderful thing about this scheme, these scholarships are particularly PG and PhD scholarships, is that your salary may be getting delayed, but our scholarships are paid on the last day of the month. So July scholarship is paid on the last day of the July or the day -1 of the July itself. So regularly, and huge number we are handling. Prema, Samruddhi are the 2 schemes for the welfare of SC/ST students. You can apply for it. You can conduct courses on GRE guide in your campus. Students can take benefit of it. Funding is ours. For Samruddhi, if you have some startup led by SC/ST student, we give 2 lakhs, and this is very easy to get. Not very tough competition for this. 2 lakh for a boy. The student who has thought of starting a company in the college itself, this 2 lakh is huge amount for them. And we will give to the principal will in turn pass to the students. Then we have granted some hostels in Kerala. Government colleges we give, like Wayanad College has a hostel. Anybody from Wayanad? I think the construction is almost ready, right? There could be many. I think most of the engineering colleges, government engineering colleges should have this hostel. And this getting hostel is also easy. 3 crores for a hostel. And not very tough. Then, as you know, we have BTech full-time, MTech full-time. We never had PhD full-time. Unless you spend money from your own management. Okay? We never had. AICTE started last year full-time PhD program. Admitted 150. This year we increase the number. It is 300 students just getting admitted now, including the university college that we have. We have sent about 100 students to Canada for 3 months of internship. You might not have got the opportunity, but the 100 students who have started. Next year 300 students are going to Canada in all top universities of the world. They will sit in the laboratories with the professors for 3 months. Will coming back enriched. This is for research. Then we send students abroad for participating competitions and wonderfully performed by Indian students. Most of the teams which we send, we give 10 lakhs to them. 10 students can go. Rest of the money they can manage from the college or other funding agencies. Most of the team won. Okay, in comparison to all the top university students. Induction, as he presented, we are making this internship mandatory because Honorable Minister also just said that unless we give them a real life experience, they will not understand, they will not develop, and in my opinion also it is very important to create interest in the engineering. The student will automatically become employable. Margadarshak, Professor Ramesh talked about. If you have an institution, sir, in your state which is interested in getting accredited, we will support you today. Tomorrow we may not be able to support you because we have also made it mandatory for you to get accreditation by 2022, and it is our duty to support you. So We have identified 300 mentors and we have less number of mentors from Kerala. Just now, yesterday evening, while I was traveling, I asked how many mentors we have. What we are going to do is, if your institution is interested in accreditation, which is necessary to get accredited, we will send one mentor to your institution at our own expenses, and we will send him regularly. You will have experience. A senior professor, senior academician in your colleges will come, and you have to only take care of his local taxi and local stay. Rest, honorarium as air travel or taxi from his own place to this place, we will take care of. So I want many more from the state, the names of mentors, mentor teachers, senior teachers having exposure of accreditation, themselves part of the MBA team, they themselves got the MBA for their institution, we want them, and we also want mentee institutions who are willing to take support. So I think Kerala is lagging there also. We would like to have more and more names from your state. We have, of course, for faculty research, RPS scheme, we give 25 lakhs, MODROPS, 20 lakhs for setting up modern laboratories, travel grant for faculty to go abroad. It is easier to get. More easy to get is the travel grant for students. There is less competition there. E-journals we provide. This is all we are doing for promoting research. Okay. Faculty development, we have started series of programs. At least 1,000 training programs we are organizing at our own expenses for the welfare of the teachers. Teachers don't have to spend on their travel, registration fee, food, nothing. We take care of everything. And there are many programs, online training programs, one-to-one training programs. Training programs are organized by these institutions only, which are senior. So you have to apply, we give the grant. Atal Academy, teacher training policy. Let me warn you here. In future, no teacher will come to your campus and no teacher will start teaching unless he clears 8 modules of AICTE. 8 modules are all online modules, and they have to undergo those modules and pass those modules, and then they can go to the class for teaching. We are organizing 104 conferences alone in this 1 year. So that gives an opportunity. Your pay recommendations, 7th pay AICTE pay scales are done by my bureau, and if there are anomalies, we are responsible. If there is complaint grievance in your state, we are the person to be contacted. Innovation hackathons we have organized. This is the activity where, which is similar to SAGI in the way that we connected students with the country's problem. Then we connected students with the industry problems. And this is SAGI is a scheme where you connect the students with the rural problem. And there is a scheme called as Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, operated by IIT Delhi, and Professor Padma Shri Vijay Bhatkar is the mission director for that scheme. I think they also give you small funding for each of the project to the tune of 1 lakh, 2 lakhs per project. And most of the projects are generally good. They catch the attention of, and they can also be financially supported. As you know, Swayam is another initiative of AICTE where we have 1,000 plus courses, and anybody can take this course. I would like to take these questions later during lunch. Thank you very much.